Tafiti with Realty Executives Elite Homes. And if you're thinking about purchasing a lakefront home in West Milford, there are a couple things that you need to know. First of all, there are two parts of West Milford. There's Lower West Milford and there's Upper West Milford. And they both have different zip codes. Lower West Milford is West Milford, and Upper West Milford is called Hewitt, New Jersey. So if you're searching in Hewitt, New Jersey, you're actually searching in West Milford, New Jersey. Now, there's a couple of different lake areas. There are some smaller lakes, like you can look at Pine Cliff Lake, which is a smaller lake, and it has more like log cabins on it, and they have their own little beach club and everything else. But then there's also Upper Greenwood Lake, which has their own Upper Greenwood Lake Association. And then there's Greenwood Lake. Now, Greenwood Lake is a lot larger, and you could have motorized boats on there. And Greenwood Lake typically has larger, more luxurious homes up there. And that lake also crosses over to the New York State side of Greenwood Lake. So you can actually get in your boat, go to the New York side, and there's a restaurant called Emerald Point. You could dock your boat, get off, have dinner, get back on your boat, and go back to your house. That's also the area where Derek Jeter, the famous Yankee, had his house that sold, that big castle on the water. And the interesting thing about Upper Greenwood Lake or Greenwood Lake, New York, is probably the beginning part of the century, it was a very popular destination or vacation place, summer place for New York City. And if you go along the lake, you'll still see some of the rail tracks that are up there, the actual rail lines where the train used to come in to Greenwood Lake, New York. So it used to be a very popular destination. I'd say after World War II, a lot more people were building their year-round homes up there. And you still have some of those summer cabins up there. So depending on what you're looking at, what you want to buy, your price point could be anywhere from $250,000 for a small cabin to $2 million for a gorgeous, mansion that sits on the water. So there's a couple of things you need to understand. The other thing is a majority of the homes have septic and well, so you have to contend with that, especially if you're doing a home inspection. You want to do a septic inspection and a well inspection and all that fun stuff that goes with it. All right, Lower West Milford, there are some areas where they do have public sewer, and I think a couple of areas have public gas. It all depends, but a majority of the homes, the nicer, luxurious lake homes on Greenwood Lake, they mostly have septic and well. And so that's something you have to configure when you're thinking about moving there. If you're thinking about being there full time, or if you're thinking about just buying a cabin and, going up there on weekends and things of that nature. But you can get a decent home in West Milford on the lake at a decent price. And if you have any more questions about that, you can reach out to me, Matt Tafiti, Realty Executives, Elite Homes.